Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
I'll take you for a ride on a garbage truck.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Weiss Camera Action. I, of course, am your host, Aaron Weiss, alongside my wife, Erica J. Weiss.
What's up, everybody?
And rounding out our trio, he's back from paternity leave, my own brother.
This is the stuff dreams are made of.
Alex Weiss. You
Alex
didn't
Weiss.
say the name.
Oh, yeah, Alex Weiss. Yeah, dreams are made of Alex Weiss. Do you think that line inspired Hilary Duff to write that song? This is what dreams are made of.
Were we not talking about Hilary Duff the whole time?
Oh no, that's a line in the movie.
Is it?
Yep.
I wrote down my favorite lines. I didn't write that one down. Went over my head.
It's the second to last line. The last line is, huh?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Anyways, folks, of course, this is Weiss Camera Action, the show where each and every month we three Weisses watch and review bona fide classics. That's right, Weiss Camera Action has changed it up a bit, and I might need to start changing this part because this is the fifth episode of the changed up formula. So
yeah, it's not really changed up a bit anymore if we've been steadily doing this for the whole year so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we moved away from reviewing movie series, and we take turns picking a classic movie each month. We watch said movie. We're going to share our brief thoughts, recap, analyze, critique it, and see if the movie's status as a classic is justified or not. Each episode that ends with the chooser of the next movie presenting and defending their pick. This month, we watched The Maltese Falcon. Before we get to the plot, Erica, why don't you give your brief, spoiler-free thoughts on the film? Because I actually don't exactly know how you felt about the movie.
Well, it's, again, like, it's funny that I'm doing a podcast that's all about, like, classics and especially, like, older movies. Because that's just not my normal, like, movie bag. It's just, like, not really me. However, with that said, I enjoyed it. I liked all the different characters. We had some silly characters that were supposed to be serious but were a little silly, and I like that. That's like my main thing with a movie is I really need the characters to be good. If the characters are uninteresting or boring, I just can't get into it. But I like that all of the characters were pretty dynamic. So overall, I would say I liked it. I was into it. It kept me engaged the whole time. So
yeah, I'm right there with you. I'll share my thoughts in a second. Let's get Alex's thoughts.
Well, I had to watch it in chunks because I have an almost 2-month-old and a 3.5-year-old. But I managed to squeeze in my third movie. This is my third movie since little boy was born.
Nice.
All that to say, I texted my friend Frank after having watched an hour of the movie, and I said, I think this is better than 75 to 80% of movies in the last 75 years.
Wow,
that's high praise.
And later I found out the movie is actually 85 years old. So,
well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same thing, except better in the last 85 years.
Yeah. So I enjoyed this movie. This was my pick for those who don't remember. The reason I chose it is because I love the genre. I love a good like whodunit mystery. I like a good old hard-boiled detective.
You liked Chinatown, right?
I like Chinatown, and I know that the director of this film was the bad guy in Chinatown.
Well, I was gonna say like Chinatown's it's 50 years old, but I think it could be considered a neo-noir movie.
Right, exactly. So I like a good noir. neo-noir film. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It's definitely like a product of its time. Some of the like more serious I guess dialogue just kind of comes off as like funny, or like, did people ever actually talk like that, or do people like, I don't know. I was just thinking about like the hitman guy that
Wilmer.
Wilmer, like I could not take him seriously as a hitman because just the
He
way
looked like he was about to cry the whole time.
he looked like he was about to cry the whole time. He did cry a little bit, and his lines were like he was a grown-up Opie from Andy Griffith's show. Like that's what his dialogue was. It's just like, did people actually speak like this? Like when you're getting frustrated with someone who's like, "Hey, watch it, pal," like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed the film, and I'm excited to get into the plot.
Well, the dialogue that took me out of it a little bit was the main character kept referring to the statue as the dingus.
Yeah,
I wrote that down. I immediately wrote that down.
And like dingus means something else nowadays, but apparently in the 40s it just meant like doohickey or like a nonsense word.
Well, you think the dingus is worth $1 million, huh? That's what I wrote down. That's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, it was also comical hearing what like large sums of money were back then.
$15,000.
$15,000. And like, I mean, that still is a lot of money, but it's not like as much money as it was back then.
I wouldn't steal a dingus for it.
I wouldn't steal a dingus for $15,000. I wouldn't look at a dingus for $15,000.
Oh my god!
I have to say, this is a monumental movie for me because it is I'm pretty sure it is the first non-Star Wars film I've watched with a title crawl.
Oh.
No. What other movies did we watch for this that I specifically noted? Oh, that's like Star Wars, what it started off with. Oh, rats. I have my trusty notebook full of notes. Maybe I can come back to it at some point.
Whatever the first movie we watched was.
Citizen Kane?
You know what I'm thinking of? I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Snow White, which had the storybook.
Yeah.
Which is a different setup. It's still, a little bit of exposition to get started with, but it's different.
And they copied Shrek, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking, yes.
But the title crawl goes as follows. In 1539, the Knights Templar of Malta paid tribute to Charles V of Spain by sending him a golden falcon encrusted from beak to claw with rarest jewels. But pirates seized the galley carrying this priceless token, and the fate of the Maltese Falcon remains a mystery to this day. Ooh. Somehow Palpatine's returned. In San Francisco, private investigators Sam Spade and Miles Archer meet prospective client Ruth Wonderly. She claims to be looking for her missing sister who ran off from their home in New York to come to the city with a man named Floyd Thursby. Archer agrees to help get her sister back. However, later that night, the police inform Spade that Archer has been killed.
That Spade responds to that fact so nonchalantly.
Yeah.
Oh, killed, you say?
Oh man, he was killed. Well, anyway, I better get
and then
back
he rolls
to work.
Another cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was like no emotion in this part of the movie. Which it didn't really take me out of it. It was just like
something I noted.
Something that we noted.
Yeah.
And like it just shows how acting in movies specifically, I guess, has changed throughout the decades.
It also made me think, what was I supposed to gain from Sam Spade's character based on that reaction? That it was very calm and, he didn't even seem really surprised. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's something to gain from understanding his character a little bit more from that.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna do my best Spade impression and just continue on without acknowledging anyone's died. Spade tries calling his client at her hotel to discover that she's checked out. Back at his apartment, he is grilled by the police detective Tom Polhouse and Lieutenant Dundee, who tell him that Thursby was murdered the same evening. Dundee suggests that Spade had the opportunity and motive to kill Thursby, who likely killed Archer. Later that morning, I guess I just assume that everything in black and white, this movie in particular, took place at night.
Was there anything that happened during the day? I don't think there was.
This says later that morning, Spade meets Wonderly, now calling herself Bridget O'Shaughnessy.
I figured most of the time that they are in office, it's daytime.
Yeah, it just
because they're at work.
I guess because it's like a noir, like detective film, and it's black and white. I'm like, oh yeah, everything's at night. Like this is like a. Did you got that same vibe, Alex?
Nighttime, sneaking around, kind of thing. Yeah.
She confesses that her story was made up. She persuades Spade to investigate the murders and also reveal that Thursby was her partner. She suspects he took advantage of her and killed Archer, but claims to have no idea who killed Thursby. At his office, Spade meets Joel Cairo, who offers him $5,000 to find a black figure of a bird. When Spade is skeptical, Cairo pulls a gun on him and says he will search the room for it. Spade knocks Cairo out and goes through the belongings. 1 second. When Cairo comes around, he once again points his gun at Spade and says he'll search the room to Spade's amusement.
Would you like me to read for a while?
Yes, but after I say something.
Okay.
So the amount of times that Samuel Spade disarms someone only to immediately give back the firearm is ridiculous. It happened at least 3 times in this movie. It was hilarious.
He's just a little too trusting.
He really is. He's like, "Oh, you were gonna kill me? I'm gonna take your gun."
I have a question for Erica.
You have a question for Erica?
I do. Is Cairo one of your characters, Erica?
Who I liked?
The funny, you said you had a couple of funny characters.
He was my main funny character for sure.
Yeah, how good is this guy? I mean, as far as acting and hilariousness.
Just like his face, like the way he makes different facial expressions, and awesome.
Yeah, we'll get to it later, but his last couple lines of dialogue where he just loses it, or
yeah, it was pretty good. I think we're.
You want me to start there?
Yep.
On his way to visit O'Shaughnessy later that evening, Spade is followed by a young man, but manages to evade him. When he tells O'Shaughnessy about Cairo, her nervousness indicates she knows him. He arranges a meeting between the two at his apartment, where Cairo becomes agitated when O'Shaughnessy reveals that the quote-unquote fat man is in San Francisco. When Spade goes to Cairo's hotel in the morning, he spots Wilmer Cook, the young man who trailed him earlier. Wilmer works for Casper Gutman, the quote-unquote fat man. I said, of course they named the fat man Gutman. Hello. Little on the nose, don't you think?
I was thinking the same thing.
In his hotel suite, Gutman relates the history of the Maltese Falcon, then offers Spade his pick of either $25,000 for the statuette and another $25,000 after its sale, or a quarter of the proceeds from its sale.
I want to interrupt really quick. So this plot summary and the movie describe Wilmer Cook as a quote-unquote young man. Now, I know back in the day that like people looked older than they were, and like today people kind of tend to look younger than they are, largely because people drink more water now. I don't know if you know that that's a contributing factor.
Smoke less.
And smoke less. Those are like the two most contributing factors of why people look younger. But I was like, okay, I know that those are like factors to make people look older back in the day, but there is absolutely no way that this guy is 20 years old.
Oh, I didn't think that at all.
No, they said in the movie they said he's 20 years old.
Oh, he was almost 40.
He was almost 40.
Oh, I was fooled. I was like, sure, he's a man in his 20s. That didn't faze me at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, man, yeah, no, this guy.
That's hilarious.
This guy has seen things.
Well, I guess he just looked so much younger than the other men in the movie to me. Like he looked so much younger than
he was maybe
Cairo and Gutman and.
I mean, Gutman was the oldest one
for sure, and he looked younger than Spade and Asher even. So I guess I just didn't think too hard about it.
He might have had a slight baby face, but he definitely looked more closer to 40 like he was than 20 to me.
Well, egg on my face. I was fooled. Is that the correct usage of egg on my face?
I think so. I don't know. Never had egg on my face.
Period.
I like egg in my mouth.
Did I tell you? Have I ever told the story about what I used to think about egg on my face?
No.
It's not really a story. It's just like what I used to think. Because for the longest time in my life, I only ever had eggs prepared like scrambled or hard boiled. I never was like, all right, why is that such like you don't really get eggs on your face while you're eating those things? Like they're not like that wet or anything. There's nothing really to get on your face. But then much too late in life, I realized, people eat like the yolk runny and stuff. And like
I always thought that the phrase egg on my face was more like someone threw an egg at you. And now there's egg yolk dribbling down your forehead.
Alex, do you have any thoughts on this? Have you ever had egg on your face?
I thought it was just symbolic.
This, of course, is not egg on my face cast.
Or brunch cast.
Or brunch cast.
Hold on.
Are you Googling where it came from?
Okay, it's an idiom, and the picture on the idiom is a person with a fried egg on their face.
So a whole egg.
A whole egg.
But it's fried, so no one threw the egg at that person. Like a whole egg.
Okay, there's another one with a person frying an egg, and the egg landed on his head. Like he flipped it up and it landed on his head.
That's funny. Look at all these interpretations. I love the human mind.
So Casper Gutman can eat about 4 dozen eggs.
Period. All right.
You want me to continue or do you want to continue?
Every day to help him grow large.
I know another person whose name starts with a G who does that. Do you know what we're talking about? We're talking about Beauty and the Beast. Gaston.
Right.
When I was a child, I ate 4 dozen eggs. Something to help me grow large. But now that I'm grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs. And I'm roughly the size of a barge, I think.
Mm-hmm. That was very good.
Thank you.
So anyway, Spade's drink had been spiked, and he passes out. Wilmer and Cairo come in from another room and leave with Gutman. On coming around, Spade searches the suite and finds a newspaper with the arrival time of the freighter La Paloma circled. He goes to the dock, only finds the ship on fire. Later, the ship's captain, Jacoby?
I think Jacoby, yeah.
Who had been shot several times, staggers into Spade's office before dying. The bundle he was clutching contains the Maltese Falcon. The dingus. O'Shaughnessy calls the office, gives an address, and then screams before the line goes dead. Spade stashes the package at the bus terminal and then goes to the address he was given, which turns out to be an empty lot. He returns home to discover O'Shaughnessy hiding in a doorway. He takes her inside and finds Gutman, Cairo, and Wilmer waiting for him, guns drawn. Gutman gives Spade $10,000 for the Falcon, but Spade tells them that the part of his price is someone he can turn over to the police for the murders of Thursby and Captain Jacoby, suggesting Wilmer. After some intense negotiation, Gutman and Cairo agree, and Wilmer is knocked out and disarmed.
And here is where one of my favorite lines was, which I thought that it was my favorite line in the way I thought it was incredibly corny, and I'm going to probably misquote it slightly because I didn't write it down as he was saying it. I can always get a new son. There is only one Maltese Falcon. Like, basically when Gutman was agreeing to hand over Wilmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though he called him a son.
Right.
Just after dawn, Spade calls his secretary, Effie Perrine, to bring him the bundle. However, when Gutman inspects the statuette, he finds it's a fake, copy made by the man from whom they stole it. Cairo lashes out at Gutman, and Wilmer escapes during the tumult. Recovering his composure, Gutman invites Cairo to return with him to Istanbul to continue their quest. After they leave, Spade calls the police and tells them where to pick up the pair, as well as Wilmer, who killed Thursby and Jacoby. Spade then angrily confronts O'Shaughnessy, telling her he knows she killed Archer to implicate Thursby, her unwanted accomplice. She confesses, but begs Spade not to turn her over to the police, despite his feelings for her, which we need to talk about that. Spade gives O'Shaughnessy up. He submits the statuette as evidence, describing it as the stuff that dreams are made of. All right. The feelings for O'Shaughnessy. Yeah, he calls her attractive a couple times. But I never got the sense that he like even kind of had a crush on her. He was kind of flirty with every woman in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say a little more than kind of flirty.
Yeah, no,
he was kissing people on the lips. He was grabbing them by the waist. I was like, gee whiz, dude.
Well, this was kind of a Orson Welles character in that one, his first wife. There was a affair hinted at in the movie.
Yeah.
Orson Welles.
I forget his character's name. Kane. Remember, he kind of had. Yeah. He was supposed to have had an affair, and it went over my head.
Yeah, you're right.
And Citizen Kane, but I think that Spade was supposed to be having an affair with Archer's wife.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Maybe
I could see that. That was definitely the most flirtatious relationship I think on the screen. I mean, he definitely flirted with his secretary, which is so cliche. But yeah, I didn't really see the chemistry between him and O'Shaughnessy.
I know when she was like, "I know you love me," I was like, "Do you know that?" I've been watching this whole movie and I did not know that. That's news.
I took it to mean he was just playing everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I feel like that was a major theme of the movie was like, first of all, reality being muddied. And second of all, like people's loyalties and allegiance being totally misaligned and you don't really know who is loyal to who and who's going to turn their gun on who kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that he was a major role in that with having kind of an alliance with every woman in the movie through like showing some romantic interest, but he wasn't actually romantically interested in any of them is kind of how I took it.
Spade was loyal to Spade.
Yes.
And
to Archer in the end.
And to Archer in the end.
Which I like that. I kind of like that coming back around because like I was saying earlier, I was really thrown off by his casual nature in receiving the news that his partner had been killed. But in the end to be like, well, you killed my partner and I have to do something about that kind of thing. Like I was like, well, I'm glad that did come back around and that maybe he didn't outwardly show that he was disturbed by that, but that he had actually carried that with him through the whole movie and was like prepared to do something about it in the end.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever talked about it, but this does star Humphrey Bogart as Sam Spade. Of course, Humphrey Bogart, very famous actor from specifically like he was famous in the 40s, right? Like that's
I think he died pretty young, so like in the 50s. So
Yeah.
he would.
So like this and Casablanca and African Queen? No.
Yeah, the African Queen and the Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yeah, those are like his like big films like that he's probably most remembered by. And obviously Casablanca, I think, is the one that got him an Oscar.
I don't know.
But that's definitely his most like remembered movie.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, this one is very good. And let's see, we've watched, I guess, we've watched 3 black and white movies and 3 movies that are kind of from this era. I'm including Snow White in that because it's so late in the 30s that it might as well be
Yeah.
the 40s. I would say so this was John Huston's first
Yeah.
movie. He wrote and directed it. Just
Yeah.
like Orson Welles.
Yeah. Speaking of Citizen Kane, like this came out a year after, or maybe the same year.
I think the same year.
I like this so much more than that movie.
I do too. Yeah.
Like thinking about Citizen Kane in light of this movie, I'm like, man, the other movie seems so pretentious.
Yeah, I could see that. I I definitely like this one more too.
Yeah, I don't think this movie has maybe the cultural impact that Citizen Kane has, but I don't think it I don't think every movie needs to have
Well,
like deep cultural impact.
I think it does have the impact. It's just gotten lost in the sea of like all the other movies that are very much like it.
Fair.
Like the hard-boiled detective became its own subgenre.
Mhm.
Hard-boiled detective, like noir.
Is this the first pancake of that genre?
It's cited as the first one, but
Might be the first American one because on lists that I've seen, there is, I forget the name of it, but there's this one from the 30s from Germany that's supposed to be like a really good like mystery.
oh, M.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've not heard of that.
Also with Peter Lorre.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh. But
So this was one of the first pancakes.
Right.
And they did a good job.
mhm.
That's a nice golden brown pancake.
GBD. Golden brown and delicious.
Oh, speaking of little acronyms, I liked when he said PDQ in this
Oh, yeah.
movie. I have not heard someone say that like for real ever.
It's funny because I just was like, wonder what that means, and then you're like pretty damn quick.
Yeah, you know why? I mean, he can't swear because this is a Hays Code movie, which was like there is very, very strict about movies for like a 30-year period in Hollywood about not swearing and not having a bunch like sex or a lot of things, really. And actually, most of the movies we watched have been under the code.
Mhm.
And one of the first ones that was post or close to post was the Virginia Woolf.
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Yeah, I figured because that one
broke every rule.
that one had quite a bit of cursing and
plenty of innuendos.
plenty of innuendos. PDQ. But yeah, this movie was really good. Humphrey Bogart. I think this is the only. I haven't seen Casablanca. I haven't seen any. This is the first Humphrey Bogart movie that I've actually like watched. And it was funny. I've been like kind of doing like a Humphrey Bogart impression, just like around, and It was like the first night. So we had to split it into a couple viewings as well.
Mhm.
The first night we watched it, I was doing it. It was freaking Erica out.
Well, I had a couple nights in a row of having not like a nightmare, but just like unsettling dreams. And as we were like walking upstairs to go to bed, Aaron is just doing this like Humphrey Bogart voice of him. I don't even remember what you were making him say, but I was like, please stop, because that's going to be in my head as I'm trying to sleep. What were you saying? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It's funny because he's playing like a San Francisco hard-boiled detective, but he's still got like a pretty New York accent because it's
Yeah.
where he's from. It's funny.
Can I talk about some analysis things? Or
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get
Bring
this-
up your analysis.
Well, let me hold up my little notebook so Alex can see.
It's blurry, Mrs. Weiss. It's blurry. Okay.
I took a lot of notes. Most of it was just me making sure I was like keeping up with the plot and like or all the characters' names. But a bit of it is like analysis stuff. So the first thing that I wanted to say that I liked was the moment that they were like picking at the Falcon to try to see if it was the like authentic one or not. And so we were told from the beginning that the Falcon would be covered in like a black enamel, but once you took away at it, then you would see all the jewels. So they unwrap the parcel to see what looks like the Falcon covered in the black enamel. And then Gutman says, okay, let's see if it's the real one. Let's see if it's a phony. He uses the word phony, and I like that word. So they take whatever they were using to do that, but they were
It looked like a pocket knife.
Yeah, they were starting to like chip away at the enamel. And once they're, making a dent in it, Gutman declares it's a phony. It's lead. This is not the Falcon. And oh my goodness, like they're all so upset at first. It's like a big thing. But then eventually Gutman just kind of laughs to himself and he's like, all right, well, I guess we're off to Istanbul. We're going to find the real one. And he's like ready for his next adventure. I mean, just that moment of the whole movie is, it's the Maltese Falcon, right? Like the whole movie is centered around trying to find this thing. Well, when they finally find it and they realize it's a phony, I feel like that I had already taken note of the fact that a big theme of this movie was like reality being distorted, but that moment when they're picking at the Falcon to me is like the embodiment of that theme. That like they think in reality they have found this treasure, but it's actually just a piece of lead that's actually worthless. And it makes me think about like how Sam Spade spends so much of this movie like picking away at who he thinks is Wonderly, right? Who turns out to be O'Shaughnessy. And even after he finds out she's O'Shaughnessy, he's still like chipping away at her little by little to be like, you just told me a lie. That's not true. Chipping away a little bit more until she's kind of reveals something else that might be a little bit more true, but maybe not. And in the end, it's like, did he ever chip away at her to find out who she truly is or what truly were her motives? Like maybe, probably. Was she really in love with him like she's saying he was? Probably not, right? And like maybe she was trying to like make him think that he was in love with her when really he wasn't. I don't know. I just thought that there was like a parallel there between the phony Falcon and phony O'Shaughnessy. But also like in this canon of this movie, is the Falcon even real at all? Or is it just kind of an urban legend? It made me think of the sorry, I'm completely yapping here, but it made me think of the treasure hunters in like National Treasure, like not
the same thing, the exact same thing.
Like not Nicolas Cage, but like the bad guy ones.
Yeah,
who are just completely in it for the money, and like all of the people in their lives are kind of being like, the treasure's not real. The treasure's not real. And I'm thinking like in this movie, like maybe the treasure's not real. Maybe there is no Maltese Falcon and it's just kind of a legend that's been passed down for centuries. And they are pulling guns on each other and risking their lives and throwing their entire life away over something that's not reality. And I love that the last line of this movie is it's what dreams are made of, because I think that this whole thing is just a dream. I don't think it's real.
Hey now.
Hey now. So that was my soapbox. And I'm done.
You just made me hatch an idea for
We froze. Oh, never mind. We moved again.
So I don't know if they still are, but there was a point in time in the last few years where legacy sequels were the hotness. Is anyone brave enough to do an 85-year legacy sequel, The Maltese Falcon 2, and it's
starring Nicolas Cage?
It's a globe-trotting treasure hunt movie.
No, why would I totally watch that?
And Nicolas Cage plays Sam Spade, taking over for Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, so it takes place back then too.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to take place in modern times, so they decided to re-look for the Maltese Falcon.
New idea.
Okay.
Somewhat, maybe not Nick Cage, but I don't know who it could be, but someone plays Sam Spade's like grandson or great grandson or daughter, it doesn't really matter, and goes on this hunt because this is like a big story in their family lore about the Maltese Falcon, but it is just the Maltese Falcon 2 search for the Falcon.
I would tune
search for Gutman.
Maltese Falcon 2, Kevin's back, Jack. Or Lost in New York. I like Lost in New York as well.
2 Maltese, 2 Falcon.
The 2 Jakes.
The 2 Jakes. Yeah, no, I think your analysis was spot on. Like, I think that like there really is like it seems like in a lot of the movies that we've been watching, like there's either like a theme of like a distortion of like the reality or like a unreliable narrator.
And I love that. Yeah.
And I feel like those kind of themes, specifically in movies today, are exceedingly rare.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the best movies that come out today, I'm trying to think, like they don't really have those kind of elements. I don't know, like
I'm thinking about the movie Inception.
Mm-hmm.
And that's different than this. I'm not really thinking about like the main like Leo or anyone being like the unreliable narrator, but just that moment of like the top or whatever is spinning,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know if it's going to fall over or not, and then the movie ends.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the movie ends, we don't even know if the Falcon is real,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Like it just seems like a similar, like you can interpret that ending how you want. And there's a lot of like reality being wonky in Inception, of course, too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the thought that I had.
Not really an unreliable narrator, but spoiler-free thoughts from Project Hail Mary are the movie involves a man remembering who he is. So he doesn't really know what's happening, and we find out what's happening as he does.
Oh, interesting. That sounds cool.
Like his background, like what his background is as he does.
That is interesting. Yeah, and that might be the closest thing lately, because I don't know. I mean, you bring up Inception, but even Inception's like 15 years old. Like it's still like I mean, at this point, it's a modern classic. Like, yeah, I feel like the only way you're gonna get a movie like this now is probably, you know, if like A24 does a movie like some kind of art house film,
yeah,
like this. But yeah, like big budget. We've been on this soapbox before, but like movies have gotten all about the budget and making tons and tons of money when they kind of always have been, but like in the last like 10 or 15 years it's been even more about like just making exceedingly excessive amounts of cash and not about telling stories.
Something that's good about this movie is that the theme was like light-handed enough to where it wasn't like hitting you over the head with it.
Right.
Like it wasn't like some major plot twist that happened in
Mm-mm.
the movie. There's not like a moment where it's like the jaw-dropping moment, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that's what's been going on the whole time. You know what I mean? Because that's definitely a thing with
Mm-hmm.
modern movies, and I'm not faulting that at all, because I'm thinking about like Knives Out and Get Out and movies like that that are there is like the plot twist jaw drop moment in those movies, you know, and I love that, and there is like a reality distortion thing happening there, but this movie is a little bit more light-handed with it, just enough to kind of like make you kind of go huh and scratch your head a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when we split it pretty much in half equally. When we got through watching the first half, you were like, I'm pretty sure O'Shaughnessy did it. And I was like, yeah, probably. Or I don't even know what I said, but agreed. And then sure enough, yeah, she was responsible for Archer's death. And even though it was the only death she was responsible for, you're still right. Like, she was heavily involved.
Yep.
But so Alex,
So Aaron,
do you have any more analysis, or
I'm trying to think.
it's
of
okay
what
if you
else to-
don't, because
Like, I was grinning from ear to ear almost the whole time because I was just enjoying it so much.
oh good.
I don't know. I like all the dialogue was like I'm trying to think of another movie that's so dialogue heavy and not boring. Like this wasn't boring, but I mean it's
Yeah,
like very little action. The action is people walking or pointing guns at each other or
disarming, rearming.
disarming. Yeah, disarming, rearming. No, I just really soaked it in as a whole and was like loved the world of this little movie and really dug it from start to finish.
What's really interesting to me about this movie, I guess in particular, out of the movies that we talked about this with Virginia Woolf, but this movie could be very easily a stage play.
Yeah.
There wasn't that much variety in the sets. Like it could, be very easily converted to stage, and it would still be excellent. And I would actually love to see a stage adaptation of this. I think it could be a lot of fun. I wonder if a lot of movies for like this era, if that could be said.
I mean, there's definitely a transition from learning how to shoot movies versus plays because Citizen Kane was a big deal because of all the camera moves they did. But speaking of something related to what you said, you said it could have been a play. I think it compared to movies today, if this movie had been made today somehow, you would have had probably like a lot more explaining of what was happening. Like, and Sam Spade like pausing and saying, I lost my first partner. I can't believe I lost the second one. I hate that this keeps happening to me. And then just like not just explaining, but over explaining.
Yep.
Which I feel like, yeah, there was some vagueness in the movie, but I think the price was worth the cost of, keeping the mystery also and keeping it interesting, because you don't want to over explain things, and
I mean, that comes right back to the whole show don't tell thing,
Yeah.
There's a lot of
which is weird because all they did was talk in the movie.
Well, that's funny enough because like in my creative writing classes, I was taught that dialogue is actually an example of show and not tell, which I didn't know that before I took creative writing classes. And I'm sure that there will be teachers that have different opinions on that. There might be a creative writing teacher out there who's like, well, that's not true at all, but that's kind of how I was taught.
Oh, that's a good that kind of affirms what I said, because like
exactly.
they didn't tell too much.
Yeah. It was just you're right, it was very dialogue heavy, but I mean, even probably in the first 15 minutes of the movie, I said to Aaron, like, in our last episode that we did as the three of us, you mentioned like, oh, it actually kind of flopped in the box office the first however long it was out, and it didn't make a lot of money, and maybe not everyone loved it at first, kind of thing. And in the first 15 minutes, I go, I wonder why that is, because this is not a boring movie. Like, I find that this whole thing is very interesting.
I actually kind of want to rescind that a little bit. I was looking at the what?
Sorry, you're happened? For a minute. I was just trying to get you to lean in.
I got you. Oh, sorry. I thought I heard something. So the budget was $375,000 in 1941, and the box office worldwide was 1.8 million. So it made back almost four times its budget, or 5 times its budget.
I wonder what we were seeing last time. That said something different.
Yeah, I don't know. So it did really well. So sorry for the misleading in the last episode. I guess I was just thinking of like like Wizard of Oz. Like Wizard of Oz, that for the longest time was like the highest grossing movie of all time. But that's because they like re-released it. Like, didn't it just like constantly come to theaters like for years?
I don't know. Probably.
I think it did. It was like because it was like the first live action movie in color.
Yeah.
They would just like re-release it as a spectacle, like yearly.
I do think, because this was back in the Virginia Woolf episode that we were talking about this, right?
That sounds right.
And I think that we were looking at a different resource that said something different than that. That made it seem like it was more of a flop, but it really wasn't at all.
No, and you got to think like this is like World War II is happening. The U.S. isn't in it quite yet. A worldwide box office of almost 2 million, almost like 5 times the budget. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a huge success, I would say.
Alex, what's the Simpsons factor?
Before I get there, I want to finish up a few thoughts. Sorry.
Okay.
And I have a question, but we'll get to the Simpsons factor. Don't worry, and get you home in time for bed. My standout character was Casper Gutman. I loved everything this man said and the way he moved. And he was just like, I mean, I wasn't intimidated by him, but I feel like he was intimidating in the world.
Yeah.
And I think part of that was because of he's also in Casablanca, the same actor, Sidney Greenstreet. And there's a reference, a bad imitation of Casablanca in a Mystery Science Theater movie. And all I could think about was that version of this character or this actor who kind of squawks and goes, Rah!
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I think this guy would have made a good like Batman villain, the Penguin.
Yeah.
He would have been very good for like a classic interpretation of him.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. What he said. Oh, did you happen to watch this with subtitles at all?
Yeah, always.
He said, "My Gad," G-A-D.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I think he was my favorite character as well.
The last thing I'll say is I think the cinematography was actually pretty good, like for lack of camera movements. Like a lot of the shots were framed nicely, and I noticed more than once that they had like action happening outside the windows behind people. Like there was lights on or somebody moving. or like it wasn't just a matte painting behind the characters. It was life outside the windows. I
That's
like that.
interesting. I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Gotta have an eye for it.
Simpsons.
I
My
think he had
quick
more thoughts or
oh.
questions.
one quick question. Who is I think Aaron and I already asked this or answered this. So who's the MVP for you, Erica?
Well, I do love a mask on, mask off moment. So Wonderly / O'Shaughnessy was interesting to me. But I think the funniest one was Cairo.
Mm-hmm.
So probably between the two of them. But Humphrey Bogart was just iconic in this. I mean, like, he was so good. So it could be Sam Spade. You never know.
He was great too.
Yeah, I should probably choose just one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go O'Shaughnessy. Be true to my sister there.
Sisters gotta stick together.
Yep.
All right, Simpsons factor. I'm gonna give it a 4 because there's no specific episode that lifts from the story wholesale. There's one episode that kind of references the story mixed with other stories, and one specific shot of Fat Tony that I sent the chat earlier that references Gutman. And then there's a line in one of the episodes about the maybe I just sent it to Aaron. I don't know. But there's
No, I'm seeing it, yeah.
Yeah. And then there was a line that's lifted straight from the ending. This is the stuff dreams are made of. So maybe I'll bump it up to 5 because there's at least 2 episodes that have a hard-boiled noir detective that's not really based on I feel like is an amalgamation of probably a lot of detectives.
Cool.
So my last question, does this movie deserve to be called a classic?
All right, we got definitely, probably, no thanks, but God bless you. And F that.
I would be high on the scale. I think, yes, I would say it's definitely a classic, and it should be. Like, it is good enough, and it is interesting enough, and it has kind of, been a first pancake to be copied later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it kind of has all the stuff to be a classic.
Alex?
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna have to agree. Man, I finally picked a good one.
Is this like the consensus for favorite thus far? Between the three of us?
Yes.
Is there one that the three of us as a collective liked more than this one so far? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I mean, Snow White, obviously.
Alex, I think if you had been on our when Harry Met Sally episode, which has unfortunate audio because we didn't catch we didn't catch how bad it was recording at the time.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
That's what we get for trying to record without Alex.
Yep. I think you would have really liked that one. If you haven't seen it. No, yeah, I think as a trio, I think we can rank this number 1, even though we're not really ranking movies, but
maybe we will at the end.
I am on Letterboxd.
That could be fun.
Letterboxd, man.
I need to write my.
I'm never downloading that app. I just have to be so honest. Like, I tried, it didn't work. I don't see myself coming back to it unless you help me, Aaron.
You could do that.
All
right. Do we got any last thoughts? Oh wait, Alex, you need to present your movie for next month.
Yeah, it's Arsenic and Old Lace, directed by Frank Capra, stars Cary Grant and some other people. Peter Lorre is also in it, I think.
What's the genre for those that might not?
Comedy and caper.
Oh, good. I love to laugh.
Sweet.
So
What's the era? Oldies?
Another black and white 40s movie. Hooray!
Noise.
That's our bread and
Frank
butter, baby.
Yes, it is. Frank Capra is the same guy who directed It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Peter Lorre's in it. I'm looking.
This should be a fun one.
If only Sidney Greenstreet was also in it.
If only.
Well, cool. I'll look forward to that.
Yeah, and we will figure out a time next month, probably towards the end of the month, again, to record that. Folks, Weisscast will be back before then. Weisscast games, who knows? Every time I try to get something going, it fizzles out. So I don't know. We'll be back.
That Ian and Brian are so busy.
Busy. That's okay though. Can't fault them.
Nope.
They're just guys trying to make their way in the world. Anyways, until next month.
Toodles.
Huh?
This is what dreams are made of.
Huh?